Hello YouTube. Today I'll be going over all of my puzzles. First I'll be going over all my mains and WCA puzzles. So for 3x3, and also 3x3 OH, this is my main, the Feng Shi Shuang Ren. It was the second speed cube that I bought, and recently this corner cap broke off, so I had to glue that on. But it's really nice and fast. My PB for 3x3 single is 7.73, and for average of 5 it's 10.50. For one-handed, my single is 14.38, and for average of 5 it's 18.11. Then for blind, I use this Guanlong. I haven't really done many blind solves, but I'm around 8 minutes or something like that. I really need to learn the letter scheme and that sort of stuff. Then for feet, which I also don't really do, I've never really done an average. My main is this Rubik's store-bought, which is actually pretty decent. It's too fast for either two-handed or one-handed though, so that's why I use it for feet. It doesn't pop and it's nice and loose. Then for Scube, I use this Moyu Scube with Lan springs. It's a little slower than I'd like, but it's fine. My PB is, for single, it's 1.85, and for average of 5, it's 4.05. Then for 2x2, I use the Moyu Ling Po. My PB single is 0.36, which was just a stupid scramble, and for average of 5 it's 2.34, with just Ortega for the most part. Then 4x4, my main is the aosome. My PB single is 40.07, and average of 5 is 47.26. My friend Gur385 gave me this actually, so shout out to him. Then Pyraminx main is Shangshou Pyraminx with Moyus Cube springs. Gur385 also gave me this as a present, so once again a shout out to him. PB single is 1.98 and average of 5 is 4.35. Then for Megaminx, which I don't do much, this is stickerless Dian Megaminx with ridges. My PB single is 1 minute 56.93 seconds, and average of 5 is 2 minutes 13.25 seconds. Then, for the rest of my WCA puzzles, these are they. This was my first speed cube, a Dian Zanchi. It's a little slow now. It's actually Lubik's Zanchi, but it's smooth. It still can get me decent times, but I've mostly switched over to other cubes. Then this was my first cube ever. It's a Rubik's store-bought original. Oops. Well, as you can see, it's been broken before, and I had glued it back on, but it just popped off. So I'll have to do that again. And I used one corner of it to make a 1x1, and since it had been broken, I've traded pieces to other people whose cubes are broken. Like this, you see I glued it back on. Right there. Because it had gotten broken, but I decided to just give one of these pieces to the guy whose cube broke. And so, yeah, let's just move on. This is a Dian Lingyun. It's too fast. Zanchi's better. This is, I don't even really want to call this a cube, but it's my first 2x2. It's terribly modded Lan, and it pops, and it's just really bad. Yeah. Then this is obviously the best cube ever. It's 30mm Diansheng. It's actually not too bad, but if you want a mini cube, I'd recommend probably getting a mini Zanchi. So that's all, and I'll move on to non-WCA puzzles now. So, this was the first non-WCA puzzle that I ever owned, but it got broken accidentally by one of my non-cubing friends, and this cap broke off, but I glued it back on really terribly. As you can kind of see, it's raised up there. And so, I bought this Shengshao one, which is just about as good, actually. I'm not sure what the brand of this is. I just traded it. But after this broke off and I glued it back on, it doesn't turn quite as well, but it still turns decently. And yeah. Moving on, this is a picture cube I got from my grandma. The pictures are kind of weird, but it's fun to solve. Then this is a Sudoku cube, which I haven't solved, and this edge got broken, but I fixed it up. Then this is a transparent stickerless illusion Yulong that my friend Gur385 gave me as a Christmas present. Then this is a YJ Fisher cube. And it's fun to solve. And this is a 80s Impossible that my dad gave me. He got it in the 80s. It turns a ton better than one of the Impossibles that you would get now, even though they're out of stock. But if you can find an 80s one, and you want a 2x2 Megaminx kind of thing, it's fun to have. It is only 6 colors though, so it can be a little difficult to look ahead when you're solving, if you're trying to speed solve it. And this is my favorite cube in my collection, the Moyu screwdriver. And this is the 1x1 I made. Now here's the last section of my puzzle collection, which is broken puzzles. I guess now this would fall under that category again, but I've already gone over that. So here's the first one. This was my dad's. It's an 80s Rubik's brand. It has the Japanese color scheme, and the core inside is broken because he tried disassembling it and reassembling it, and it didn't really work out, but it's okay. You can't really solve it though. But I made this pattern. Then this is a broken dollar store cube that I was modding for someone, but then the core broke and they said to just keep it. They didn't even really know how to solve a cube, but I was trying to fix it up for them. Then this is a Shengshao Aurora. Now there's a long story behind this. My friend Gur385 bought it at a Caltech competition once, and then he gave it to his sister, I think, and they lost some pieces, and then his sister just gave it to me with the missing pieces, and I've been planning on fixing it up, buying the replacement pieces, but it's kind of expensive to buy 3 replacement pieces. But I've 24-point corner modded it, if you can see. I guess you can't really see that, but whatever. And once I get the 3 last pieces, I'll re-sticker it and re-lube and stuff, and it'll be good. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was enjoyable, and you may or may not see me in the next one.